With me is Hashmat Ghani. He is an influential figure in the Afghan politics. He also oversees the Ahmadzai tribe, which is one of the largest Pashtun tribes, and also brother of Ashraf Ghani. So welcome to WION. My first question, and an obvious question which is going in the news as well, that you have extended your support, your allegiance to the Taliban. Is it true, sir?
No, sir. This is a misconception. I have accepted their rule. I have not accepted to join them. I have simply told the men that, look, in order to avoid bloodshed, I am accepting the rules that the West and everyone pulled the rug under us. I am staying in to safeguard my tribe, the educated ones, and those, the commercial sector. So, and I have told them frankly, they're very good at bringing out security. They have proven it in the last few days, but they're lacking the cooperation of the intellect, those that have worked for the civil service, those that know how to run the country, those that know how to run the financial sector, and the business community. And I'm going to sit in the country. If they want to join a government that is acceptable to people, I would not join them, but I will try to bridge a gap between those so the country doesn't fall or doesn't face a collapse or a total exodus of the people or faces hunger or starvation. This is my exact statement.
So what is the situation like right now in Afghanistan and specifically Kabul? It has been more than 1 week since the fall of Kabul to Taliban. Are the situation in terms of the common man being impacted really deteriorating or in a sense do you see an improvement?
But as far as security, they have done a hell of a job. I got to understand. The only problem is the cooperation between them and the American forces, that those that want to leave. I just made an offer that us, our influence and all that, if both sides are willing, we can interfere so that these people can leave with respect and they can leave there with their dignity intact. Hopefully they take my offer today and they accept that so we can put some sort of a setup there so nobody gets stampeded, nobody gets killed, nobody gets insulted, and nobody leaves without any pain or suffering. That is the last clause on it. As far as the commodity prices, everything else is raising daily because the lack of banking sector, especially the freeze coming in from the American side, and they did really a nasty thing because they could have just frozen their aid, but they froze the Afghanistan Bank National Reserve, which belongs to the common Afghan people. It doesn't belong, that dollar amount does not belong to the government of Afghanistan.
So you talked about the proposal. This proposal has been given by you to the Americans or to in terms of both Americans and the Taliban so that there can be some kind of conversation between the two sides so that we can't see the disruption we all have seen so far in Afghanistan?
I have sent it early morning to both sides. Basically what I'm saying that, look, I don't need, all I need is to allow my guys to play a role. Just I want to take over that area and facilitate those that actually have a visa and separate those that are just jamming there in order to create chaos.
Another question is when it comes to India, how do you see India's role when it comes to the current situation in Afghanistan? We know that there hasn't been any much public conversation as well between India and Taliban. How do you see India and Taliban?
Well, now I think because Indians feel there is a strong Pakistan influence, which no one can deny. The air cargo route that was established for the exports between Afghanistan and India is one of the most successful ones for the Afghan fruits, Afghan dry fruits. So there has to be a tie established. There has to be a presence of the embassy and all that. And I think once both Pakistan and India have an embassy here, the rest of the world will feel a bit more secure. There won't be much of an accusation that Afghanistan is being used against India or against any country or against Pakistan for that matter. We would love to see a neutral country, and I hope they understand that. From my conversation, they seem to understand that.
So my final question to you is about your brother. Have you had any conversation with your brother Ashraf Ghani, and also any reason that why he left the country, and in a sense that he is being blamed for the current situation by many common Afghans we have spoken to? So if you can give us little details or perhaps any conversation you had with your brother.
There was a plot which pretty soon is done. I'm sure he will give up the detail of it himself, but respecting the UAE restriction on political activities, he would not be able to do it now. But in due time, I'm sure they wanted to kill him and they wanted to assassinate him and create a chaos scenario, so a bloodbath would take place in Kabul. So some of these retired old warlords can play their cards. I'm glad that he left intact and he prevented a bloodbath in the capital.
So who wanted to kill him, sir? If you can
give he would let him give the detail of it himself. As soon as he feels that he can leave UAE, where he is in a country that politics or political statements are acceptable.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to WION. It's a pleasure having you here, and we will continue the conversation. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir, and thanks for the concern of the common Indian towards the Afghans. I'm sure the ties between the people will never be impacted. Politics comes and goes, but people stay. We share a subcontinent, we share a whole ties, and I hope one day we'll see a smooth political relationship between India, Pakistan, and Central Asia. So another 300 to 400 million people get a livelihood and a future without pointing the barrel of gun at each other.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.